Joining me in studio, we're going to be hearing a lot from our next guest as we talk about the economy here in Lubbock. The economy looks like it's in pretty good shape, and you look around at the different businesses that are popping up around town. It's always something good to see. And joining us in studio to talk about that and a lot more, the president of ABC Bank, American Bank of Commerce. Go to theabcbank.com where you can get a whole bunch of information. James Arnold, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Good morning, Chad. I'm doing great. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's a Friday that a lot of people are looking forward to because you got, of course, the weekend, Tech baseball tonight, and people get to spend a little bit of money this weekend.
Well, you know, they had an article today in the Avalanche Journal about the economic impact of college baseball and the super regional coming to town and all the visitors and the hotels. And, you know, it's just another example of why Texas Tech is so important and so good for this community economically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this time of year, obviously, with Tech being out, that's when, you know, usually those businesses that are right there on University and Broadway, they kind of slow down. But, you know, with the baseball team going strong, it's helped out.
You know, we'll have folks driving down from Amarillo, Midland, Odessa, the Metroplex, coming in, heads in beds in hotel rooms, filling up our restaurants. And so it's just another great weekend in Lubbock, Texas.
You have a history of looking at Lubbock's economy, and you continue to do that now. How is the economy doing in Lubbock right now?
You know, it's hitting record levels again this month, and it's great for our community. You know, housing starts are up, unemployment's really low. We continue to see the effects of a strong healthcare market in this area. We are the hub city for healthcare in West Texas and eastern New Mexico. The growth of Texas Tech continues to spin off economic benefits, even as far west as Milwaukee. A lot of the benefit that we receive on Milwaukee comes from the growth of Texas Tech. And so those two pillars of our economic engine, and agriculture, although struggling out in our fields right now, it continues to be a big part of our economy. I just hope that the downturn in the ag eco right now doesn't impact Lubbock dramatically.
And this is something that people always look at is, okay, the ag related to the city of Lubbock and Lubbock in general and the Lubbock economy. What you just said there, is that something that when you're looking long term at, you know, what may impact the economy, how worried should people be about the ag economy?
Well, I'm an optimist at heart, but I believe we need to really pay attention to what our ag and our producers are going through right now. We don't see it. If you live in Lubbock, you don't see it very much because we're in town. But driving out and just looking at the prices of cotton and other commodity prices, they're depressed right now. They're really low. There's no price support protection offered in the Farm Bill anymore, and so it's going to be a really interesting fall and early 2017 before we really know what the impact of that's going to be. But again, it's buffered by the fact that we've got two strong other pillars with medical and healthcare and Texas Tech kind of buffering that impact. But I think we will see it. We will feel that in the first quarter of 2017.
Visiting with James Arnold, ABC Bank. Let's talk about. I've been here since 2001. And the growth in Lubbock since 2001 has been huge. But in the last few years, it seems to me it's just been tremendous and blowing out anything that from what I've seen just since I've been here. Are we seeing just record growth and a huge boom in Lubbock?
Well, the numbers bear that out, Chad. The answer is probably yes. You know, back in probably 1995 or 96, economists came out and said, look, when Lubbock hits 200,000 as a population and 240 as a county in terms of population, you'll see a really rapid expansion in the economy. Well, that happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, we hit 200,000 in 97, 98. We hit 250 in the county about that same time. And all of a sudden, Milwaukee gets paved, and that begins to blossom. And you see other things in the community, restaurant chains coming to town, you know, hotels popping up, the Overton's built. The whole McDougalville kind of complex east of Texas Tech begins to develop. So, yeah, I think we're seeing record economic growth and housing starts, construction permits. And what's important is our home values are retaining their values and increasing. So we're not having to cut prices to move product. we see product increasing and prices increasing, and that just denotes a healthy economy.
Have you been surprised at the home prices and how quickly and how sustained those are going up in price?
You know, we didn't really see a housing bubble in Lubbock when that hit in 08 and 09. Mm-hmm. It continued to hold its own, and a lot of that is attributable to our stable economy. So as we continue to see that sustainability over the last decade, there's not many markets in Texas that really has had that sustainability. Odessa and Midland had a big rapid growth. Fort Worth had rapid growth, but they were rising and falling with the price of oil. Austin has seen its ups and downs over the last decade. Austin's on fire economically too, but we know what happens in Austin. What goes up comes down. Lubbock's a little different. We don't grow as fast, but we don't have the contractions in our economy that most markets do.
Why is that?
Well, look at the pillars of our economy. Ag is largely supported by the Farm Bill. That's changing. Medical, largely supported by Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance. And then Texas Tech's a government entity. So a lot of our economic pillars are supported by either the state or federal government that helps create some stability in our economy.
Visiting with James Arnold, ABC Bank. You brought up Midland and oil. Obviously, they're going through some tougher times. Not a bust, but some tougher times down in Midland. There were some who thought that it could expand in this direction, that it could hurt. Obviously, it hasn't really impacted Lubbock. Has it impacted ag producers? Is there a correlation there between what ag producers have seen and the oil business maybe down in Midland?
Well, only those ag producers that have mineral rights. It's affected them, obviously. I think it's affected some of the car dealerships in Lubbock and the Lubbock area because the Permian Basin car dealers they would run out of inventory, or they would run out of a particular type of inventory. And those buyers, again, we're a right now economy that drive to Lubbock and buy that car from Alderson or from Pollard or somebody else. That slowed down a little bit. So that's probably the only impact we've seen directly in terms of what's happened in Midland. Has it affected Lubbock? But the migration north in terms of the Klein Shale in Snyder and maybe some things in the southwest near Garza County and Post, that activity's kind of slowed a little bit. But now what you've got guys looking for things on sale and opportunities to buy at a discount. So there's still activity. It's just not as profitable as it was 18 months ago.
Visiting with James Arnold, let's talk about unemployment rate. Obviously, it's pretty low here in Lubbock. That's a good thing, right?
It is, and it has been for probably the last 10 to 12 years. We've been in the top 5 in terms of unemployment in major metropolitan areas in Texas for the last 12 years. Amarillo continues to be low unemployment. Midland, Odessa used to be. Now they're kind of middle of the pack. But Lubbock continues to be that tortoise that just slow and steady wins the race. We're not going to have those rapid swings up and down. We're pretty consistent. It goes back to, again, what makes up our economy. And we're the third lowest unemployment in the state, and I suspect we'll stay there for a while.
There was an article that came out maybe a month ago, and it talked about Lubbock's low unemployment rate, but the addition of all the businesses that are coming to town, and some businesses are having a hard time actually finding people. Is that a risk for the future as far as growth goes, or do you think that with the influx of more and more tech students every single year, you get more students who come out here and people who are moving from other areas of West Texas into Lubbock, that it'll even out?
Yeah, I think you're right. Two things are going to impact that. The continued growth at Texas Tech and the influx of students looking for those part-time to part-time plus jobs. And then seniors are working longer. They're staying in the workforce longer. So the two retired teachers that might move here from Rawls that relocate to Lubbock because they want to be close to health care, they may pick up a part-time job here and there. So as long as we can continue seeing growth in our population, whether it's from a migration from West Texas towns or from students coming in, we'll continue to be able to fill those part-time jobs. What
do you think? What do you think the future, the next few years, looks like for Lubbock's economy?
I think it's bright. I think it bears itself out in how we sustain the downturn in the 08 and 09 downturn in the Texas economy and the national economy. There were cities in the country that melted down. Phoenix being an example. Las Vegas, Austin had its challenges. But you look back at at what Lubbock was able to do and sustain itself. I think we're a sustainable economy. I do think the Farm Bill and hopefully Congressman-elect Arrington will be able to help us in that area. but I think we're going to need some help from Washington to help our producers in West Texas.
Let's talk a little bit about American Bank of Commerce, ABC Bank. You are now at ABC Bank. How's everything going at ABC Bank? And to our listeners, a little bit about the business side of things as far as business banking.
You bet. Well, ABC Bank's a great place to be. 52 years strong in the Lubbock area. Chartered in Wolford, Texas, in 1962. We bank ag producers. We bank small businesses. We're a true blue community bank that really invests in our community, whether it's within our people, within our schools. We're big supporters of Texas Tech, and community banks are the underpinning of a local market, and so we're the ones, along with other community banks in this market, financing the expansion going on Milwaukee, all the downtown redevelopment that you see, all the stuff going on east of Texas Tech that the McDougals have started. All that was done, made necessary or made happen with community banks in this market.
Visiting with James Arnold, ABC Bank, American Bank of Commerce. You can go to theabcbank.com for more information and also for different services that they provide. James, thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you, Chad. Good Go Tech.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to tonight, and we'll visit with you again soon.
Thanks, Chad.